What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the action. We are live from the UBU Expo here in Orlando, Florida, as we are kicking off the 2021 Florida Grid League season. We took a brief hiatus due to the pandemic in 2020. We kicked off the year with the As One tournament. The teams, the league came together to push through the pandemic and to have something to show for the year of 2020. The Lions took the As One tournament, looking to do something here. We are getting underway here. South Beach Palms, Orlando Aces. Here we go. South Beach Palms, Orlando Aces getting started with the first of 9 races here at the UBU Expo, here at the Europa Games, opening up with the partner forward. You've seen it before. Plenty of races, a very popular race that we start off every single match with. The elements do change though. We're starting today off with cleans and dumbbell thrusters. This is one of those male-female paired races. One male, one female on the grid floor at a time. You're going to notice hash marks on the floor as well, right? So if your teammate is not in the hash mark, you cannot move. Well, you can move, but your reps won't count towards you. They're just going to get faulted and faulted and faulted. So the key here is communication, making sure the assistant, the head coach is making sure that the players are in their grid, their hash marks, so that their teammates can actually perform and make their work count. So again, opening up with 8 reps in that first quadrant. Now we're in quadrant number 2, 6 cleans, male, 6 cleans, female. Then we go on to the dumbbell thrusters. 6 dumbbell thrusters, male, 6 dumbbell thrusters, female. You'll also notice it seems like there's more weight on the bar as you go down. Those dumbbells seem to get bigger as you travel down the grid floor. Guess what? Yes, because the work gets heavier, the work gets harder the further you go down the grid floor, but the reps do decrease. Quadrant 1 was 8 reps, quadrant 2, 6, 4. Quadrant number 4, you're going to have 2 reps. The clean for the men, 265 pounds. The clean for the ladies, 165 pounds. The dumbbells, the men, 70-pound dumbbells. The ladies, 50. So here we go. Bradley Hansen on the floor right now in quadrant number 3 for the South Beach Palms. Palms have a slight lead right now. But here comes Taylor Stallings, former National Professional Grid League MVP, the owner, the head coach of the Orlando Aces, a strength specialist on this grid floor. Can she make up the ground and catch up here in race number 1? Bradley Hansen, coach and owner of the South Beach Palms, making easy work of those cleans. Kate Johnson now joining her on the quadrant, the last quadrant on the floor. Bradley Hansen, 1 rep, 2 reps down. They're going into the dumbbell thrusters. They got 2 at each weight, and they're looking to cross that finish line to take home race number 1. Final dumbbell thruster, and Bradley Hansen will take the South Beach Palms across that finish line, and they will take the first race of this 9-race marathon. You're going to have 3 males, 3 females on the floor. You're going to have 2 barbells lifted at the start of this race. From the start of that race, those barbells cannot touch the ground until they have completed all 4 quadrants. And we are off, ladies and gentlemen. Opening up mirror again, 40 front squats, 10 front squats in every single quadrant. 225 pounds for the men, 145 pounds for the ladies. Strategy comes into play. These players, most likely, if they want to win this race, they aren't going to switch mid-reps. They're going to switch as they move over to quadrants. So you see the South Beach Palms, Orlando Aces in black, South Beach Palms, let's call it a baby blue teal. Who knows what the color is, but it looks good on them. It's very South Beachy, very Miami Vice. So you got these players going head-to-head right now. You've got Maxwell just finishing up for the Palms. Fogarty now going on to quadrant number 3 for the Palms. Palms with a slight lead. They were into quadrant 3, a few reps ahead of the Orlando Aces. Going into the 30th front squat. The South Beach Palms ladies are moving swiftly through this. They're going to hand it off to Hansen and Johnson for the Palms. Stallings and Barres for the Aces. Hand is up, 5 reps, 4 reps left for Kate Johnson. Heather Hansen moving smooth. She is done. Waiting for Johnson. And the South Beach Palms going back to back with race wins as the entire team sprints down to that finish line to bring their team home. And we're back to the action here at the UBU Expo. We're going to have the Ringer Point race. And they are off. Trisha Davis, Chris Acosta, Palms in the light blue, Aces in the black. Again, the South Beach Palms pick this race. This is their Ringer Point race. Can the Orlando Aces take the defensive and take this race home? Trisha Davis making easy work of that flip sled. Trisha Davis, she's got one more flip. Trisha Davis will take it for the Orlando Aces. And the first time they were exposed to the Ringer Point race, the South Beach Palms picked the flip sled, and the Orlando Aces took the flip sled. Trisha Davis making easy work of that flip sled right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to the action here as we're getting into our next race after that Ringer Point extravaganza, I like to call it, as Trisha Davis took it home for the Aces. And the Echo is off. You're going to have one male, one female on the floor right now in this Echo. Okay? You might have to do a double take. It's not Groundhog's Day, though. Okay? You're going to see this race 2 times, back-to-back, and strategy may change. But in this race right now, opening up, if it's a male on the floor, 30 thrusters, ladies doing only front squats. So as a team right now, right, they don't have to be in any hash marks. They can switch in and out whenever they like. Females doing front squats, males thrusters, 155 pounds. After 30 of those, they're going to go into 20 weighted pull-ups. Now, these weighted pull-ups will consist of using a 14-pound medicine ball. So I don't even think it's the weight that makes it challenging. It's just having to hold the medicine ball in between your legs, the awkwardness of it that makes this challenging. After 20 weighted pull-ups, you're going to have 15 muscle-ups on the rings. Then we're going back to the flip sled. We're going back to the flipper. We got 15 flippers, 300 pounds on the flip sled. Then they'll cross that finish line to take home the Echo. Bradley Hansen right now in the South Beach Palms in the blue, taking on those 15-ring muscle-ups. You see she'll be using the traditional method, while for the Aces, number 13, Megan Medeiros, using the butterfly muscle-up method. In the beginning, she's switching it up now, back to the traditional. Now onto the floor, Darren Lasso for the Aces. Switching athletes, switching players for the Palms. Darren Lasso making easy work. Aces lost the first 2 races. They took home that Ringer Point in the previous race, looking to carry that momentum into this. And both teams, Brandon Ferris, off the rings at the same time as Lasso. Palms and Aces going head-to-head, and a fault for the Aces. They must stay in the 4th quadrant with the flippers, with the flip sled. They took it out of the 4th quadrant, so they were faulted for that. Is that going to come back to haunt them? Is that going to cost them in this race right here? Fogarty making easy work of that flipper. Here comes Chris Acosta. Fogarty heading out off the grid floor. Chris Acosta looking to make up for that Ringer Point race here. They got 5 flippers left, make that 4. Hand is up for the Aces as well. Aces with 4 flippers left. 3 for the Palms. Placencia on the floor for the Palms right now. Final flipper for the Palms. Final flipper for the Palms. Final for the Aces. And wow! Wow, that was close. To me, it seemed like the Palms got to cross that finish line first. We're going to have to wait and see who got it across first. While we wait and see, we're going to do it again. Yes, 45 seconds to reset the floor, to reset as a team, to change strategies if necessary. And we're going to run that same race again. Here we go. We'll reset. Here we go. Let's run it back. We are running it back. Same race, same elements. Now, will the order of the players change? Will the players that do an element change? We'll have to wait and see. Are these strategies adjusted by these coaches, or are they going to stay strong? The Palms were able to take that first. I believe the Palms were. To me, that's what it seemed like. I'm going to wait for some confirmation. But it seemed like the Palms were moving a little bit quicker. The bodyweight specialist for the Aces were able to keep them in that race as they got to the flipper. Now a slight mishap in flipping the flip sled into the wrong quadrant may have cost the Aces that race. Looking to see if they can go ahead and fix that here. Both teams onto their set of pull-ups, their weighted pull-ups at the same time. They only use one player for this. They went unbroken. Looks like they're going to do the same with Proctor and Velez on the Valor Fitness rig. Hands are up for both players. Riley Hansen, Megan Medeiros on the rings for the respective teams. Hansen in the blue, Medeiros in the black. Both these ladies started off on the rings in that first echo. Medeiros used that butterfly technique previously. She's going back to the traditional muscle-up technique as Hansen is. There is Megan Medeiros making easy work. Same for Hansen. Hansen will switch it off. Lasso black onto the floor. Ferris onto the floor for the Palms. Fogarty making her way over to quadrant number 4. Scott over for the Aces in the black. Both men, 1 rep. And Ferris off on the first one. Looks like Scott did a 1 rep early, and she did. So she did an early rep with that flipper. That's not going to count for her. So I believe right now the Palms 1 flip ahead of the Aces. Santis for the Aces on that quad floor. Leaving is Henry, in comes Johnson. Placencia on the floor. She's going to leave after her last sled. Hands is up for the Aces. So it looks like in the beginning, in that first echo, that cost them. Flipping into the wrong quadrant cost them. They got 2 more. And Miguel Santis making easy work of that 350-pound sled. Miguel Santis bringing it home for the Aces. Fogarty, 1 more flip of that flip sled. And Fogarty will cross the finish line along with Ferris. And we're back to the action here at the UBU Expo. Going into this next race, the ladder race. Where the Orlando Aces now lead the South Beach Palms 7-6 after a 3-point swing and a mishap, a substitution mishap by the Palms. The Aces lead by 1 as we go into the ladder. And we are off by far. One of the most exciting races of any match, because this is where the strength specialists shine. This is where the utility and the bodyweight specialists might surprise you. Opening up, Taylor Stallings moving quickly through this ladder. Taylor Stallings, the former NPGL MVP, the first ever MVP on any grid floor, has cleared the floor. Maxwell clearing the floor for the Palms. So in this ladder race, we're looking at ground to overhead. Take that bar from the ground to overhead, however best you see fit. Now, you only get 1 attempt at it. and each quadrant is worth a specific amount of points. For example, quadrant number 1, successful lift, 1 point. Quadrant number 2, 2 points. Number 3, 3 points. And that final quadrant with the heaviest barbell worth 4 points. Heather Hudson gets a fault on that quadrant 3, but she's going to quadrant number 4. And she'll get quadrant number 4, getting 4 points for her team. Brandon Thayer on the floor now for the Palms. Kyle Massey on the floor for the Aces. He'll go through quadrant number 3. He'll skip quadrant number 4. Brandon Thayer on quadrant number 3. Brandon Thayer will skip quadrant number 4. Here comes Trisha Davis. You saw her earlier on in that ringer point race, making easy work of that flip sled. Former rugby player, former track athlete. First ever time on the grid floor. Looking to clear the grid floor. Trisha Davis clears the grid floor. These Orlando Aces aren't playing games when it comes to their strength specialists. Briley Hansen can't quite clear the grid floor. Miguel Santis for the Aces. You saw him earlier as well, making easy work of that flip sled in those Echo races. Looking to do the same here with these ground to overhead. We got about 90 seconds. Cade Johnson, Tallahassee resident out of Red Hills CrossFit. Cade Johnson looking to clear the grid floor. Miguel Santis in the black clears the grid floor. Cade Johnson clears the grid floor. Here comes Jessica Plasencia. South Florida native for the South Beach Palms. Plasencia, a fault on quad 2, clears quad 3, looking to clear quad floor. We got just under 50 seconds left. Plasencia with a squat clean. She resets. Jessica Plasencia with a split jerk. Plasencia will get the 4 points. Here comes Alex Velez, the captain and 5-year vet on the grid floor for the Orlando Aces. He'll be done through 2 quadrants. Here comes Henry for the Palms onto quadrant number 3. We got 30 seconds. Henry going to quadrant number 4. Brad Henry with the squat clean. Brad Henry can't quite get it, but he'll get through 3 quadrants. Fogarty, she'll skip 1 and 2, gets quad 3 easy. We got 10 seconds. We got 10 seconds. Fogarty for the Palms. She'll clean it. 6 seconds. Fogarty with the split jerk, and Fogarty will clear quad 4. And we are done. That'll do it. It'll take some time. We're going to tally up the points. Each successful lift in their respective quadrants was worth a specific amount of points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting back here to the action as we get into our next ringer point race. This time, it's the Orlando Aces' turn to play some defense. About to get started here. Ringer point race number 2, and they are off. Working on this right now is the burpees over the bar. You got Fogarty for the Palms. For the Orlando Aces, you got Megan Medeiros. We got 10 bar-facing burpees from start to finish. And Megan Medeiros making easy work. And the Orlando Aces, they picked the right race, and they picked the right player to take on that ringer point race. They're going to go ahead and take 2 points for that. We are back to the action, taking us to where we are right now, going into the female triad. 3 females, 3 elements in each quadrant. Those elements must be completed together and they can't move on to the next element until all 3 of the previous quadrant, all 3 spaces have been completed. So we're opening up with 3 ladies on the floor, each have their own barbell, 16 barbell clusters. So they must clean it, go down to a squat, and press it overhead. 75 pounds on the barbell. Again, think of each barbell as its own station. Each station must have 16 reps completed for the element. It can't be one player doing 24 on one side and the other doing only 8 on one barbell. It's 16 for each barbell. So if one player wants to come over and help the other, they must go to that specific barbell and finish the specific amount of reps at that element. The aces finishing first. They're off to the second quadrant where we have 3 freestanding handstand push-ups. They're quick. They're quick. You just saw Briley Hansen. She did 3 on one pad, then went 3 on the other, and you saw Jay Millian waiting in quadrant number 3 for the box jumps. These ladies doing 16 burpee over that 24-inch box. You got Millian, Hudson, and Hansen in the blue. Looks like you have Davis, Medeiros, trying to see who's that 3rd female for the aces. Ladies knocking out those burpee over that box. Trying to catch that number of that 3rd female in the black. Hands are up at multiple elements. You just saw the aces finish up. Davis waiting in quadrant number 4. You got 9 shoulder to overhead with those 50-pound dumbbells. And that'll do it. That'll do it. They're going to clear that floor. You got Fogarty, Hansen on the floor for the Palms. Now coming up, you got Maxwell. 3 ladies on there. You got Stallings. You've got Davis. You got number 19. You got number 9, I believe it's 9, Lacey Boyd? Yes, Lacey Boyd on the floor. Taylor Stallings going to finish up those shoulder overhead. Same for Maxwell. And the aces will finish. Now we're going handstand walks. We're going handstand walks. They got a handstand walk from that 4th quadrant, the beginning of the quadrant number 3, all the way down to the start line, and then sprint to the finish. That is 3 ladies. Think of 3 lanes must be handstand walked all the way down and sprinted down. So there must be 3 ladies at that finish line in order for this race to finish. You got 1 lane done with the handstand walk with Hansen. She's going to come back and finish another handstand walk. You got Hudson finishing up the other. South Beach Palms looking to get 2 points back to bring the lead down to 2. And the ladies of the South Beach Palms will take the triad. We got 90 seconds remaining. Plenty of time right now for the aces. They've got 1 quadrant left to handstand walk. Taylor Stallings looking to do it. Durant making her way down. Medeiros making her way down for the aces. And they've got to finish this handstand walk. They got plenty of time right now. They got plenty of time. Durant coming back for the aces, finish up that final quadrant. She's going to cross that start line. And she's going to meet up with her teammates, Stallings, Medeiros, and Durant will cross that finish line with a minute remaining on that time cap. They'll take their 1 point. Let's get back to the action here at the UBU Expo. It's the male's turn to take on the triad. We're standing by, and they are off. The men's turn to take on the triad. It's going to be the same exercises, same elements as the females, just a little bit heavier. So the men opening up with 16 barbell clusters, the squat clean into a thruster, pressing overhead, 115 pounds on that barbell. Once again, 16 reps must be completed at each barbell. They can't be shared with another barbell, but they can be shared with another player, a fellow teammate. That teammate must go to that barbell and finish the reps there. Hands are up all across that first quadrant. We got Velez making his way over, getting set in quadrant number 2. He's getting set, can't start yet, and there they go. 3 freestanding handstand push-ups on each of those pads. Velez and Lasso on the floor for the aces. Coming over to quad 3, you got Schaefer, you've got Proctor, and you've got Johnson in blue. Lasso finishing up for the aces in quad 2. With a win here going into the sprint relay, the Palms could have a 1-point lead. And right now the gentlemen of the Palms are moving quickly. Back to work are the aces. You've got Daryl McNeil. You've got Alex Velez, team captain, and Darren Lasso in quadrant number 3, working on 16 burpees over that 30-inch box. Schaefer's got 5 reps to go for the Palms. Over in the third and final box, you got Brett Henry. He's waiting in quad 4 for some dumbbell ground, shoulder to overhead. Excuse me. Chris Acosta grabbing those dumbbells now. You got the third and final one coming out, Brandon Ferris. These gentlemen got 9 shoulder overhead, 70-pound dumbbell in each hand. Final rep left for Acosta. Final rep left for Ferris. Acosta dropped the dumbbells from the top all the way to the ground. Safety issue, and it's a fault. So he's got to do another one. Now the gentlemen will start their handstand walks from the end of quad number 3 all the way down to that start line. Once they cross that start line, they will sprint down to the finish. Acosta getting through one quadrant. Here comes Cody Schaefer. All 3 of the aces working. Cody Schaefer looking to bring it home for the Palms. And a fault at the start line. A fault at the start line. The Orlando Aces. And they're going to sprint to that finish line. And the South Beach Palms will take the male triad. With 1:45 remaining, plenty of time for the Orlando Aces to get their final handstand walk in and get that 1 point. But going into the final race of this match, they started the match with the lead. They're going into the final race of the match with the lead. South Beach Palms 13, Aces 13. Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this. Aces 13, South Beach Palms 13. Here at the UBU Expo in Orlando, Florida, we're going to the sprint relay. Referees are ready, players are ready, teams are ready. Here we go. And they are off, opening up the sprint relay. Nothing changes. Elements don't change. Weights don't change. Does not matter if it's a male or female. This is where strategy comes into play. Opening up with 12 snatches at 165 pounds on that barbell. Now, the key with the sprint relay. The player that finishes the final rep of the element, they must go 4-point touch, fingertips, feet behind the start line, and sprint to the finish line. Once they cross the finish line, their next player, their next teammate can go on to the next element. Once a player is across that finish line, he or she may not be able, are not able to come back onto the floor. They are done for the match. They are done for the race. Right now, doing 2 L-sit rope climbs. Stallings on the floor for the Aces. Hudson got her first one in. Here comes Brandon Ferris. So he'll finish up this final L-sit rope climb and he'll be done. Taylor Stallings head coach, owner, she'll be done. It looked like there was a fault on the floor. Commissioner Mather Wisball ran out there, corrected it. Taylor Stallings is good to go. Right now, Briley Hansen, 12 triple, not double, triple unders. That rope must pass underneath the feet 3 times for 1 rep on the element. Hansen moving swiftly through with that rope. She is done. Lasso crossing the finish line. He is done. We got suicide runs taking us back to the gymnasium. They're going to run from the start line to quadrant 1. 4-point touch behind each. Quadrant 1, back. Quadrant 2, back. Quadrant 3, back. Trissa Davis, she's done easy work this entire time here. And they're going to sprint to the finish now. All the way down. South Beach Palms onto that next element. You got Jamie Leon knocking out 6 single dumbbell overhead squats, 40 pounds on that dumbbell. And a mishap, opening up the door for the Orlando Aces. Number 9, Lacey Boyd, looking to catch up. She's made up some ground. She'll get to the finish line. Million's going to cross that finish line before Boyd. Here comes Heather Hudson. She's going into 6 freestanding. Oh, and they confused me. They got the wrong element. Opening up the door for the Orlando Aces. It's supposed to be 9. Burpee to 9 foot 9 inches of that ring. The Orlando Aces have the lead because of that mishap. A mental mistake, a mental error for the South Beach Palms. Daryl McNeil for the Aces. You've got Henry for the South Beach Palms. Daryl McNeil, 4-point touch. He's going to cross that finish line. We've got 2 elements left in this race. Now it's time for the 6 freestanding handstand push-ups as Durant crosses the line for the Palms. Hudson now on the floor for the Palms. Medeiros on the floor for the Aces. The Orlando Aces. They're going that 4-point touch. The final element of the race. We've got 3 cleans, 315 pounds on that 4th and final quadrant. Here comes Cade Johnson for the Palms. You got Barreyes for the Aces. 1 clean down, 2 cleans down. Cade Johnson, go and touch and go. Cade Johnson is going to bring the South Beach Palms back. And the South Beach Palms will take the first match of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, what a match. The South Beach Palms will take the match here at the UBU Expo.